Welcome again to the old principle. Well, here we are for another English lesson. And today, it's very interesting. We're talking about a storm on the Yellow River. Now, China has a Yellow River, but this is not the Yellow River in China. Although I imagine that you have storms on the Yellow River in China. Okay? Okay, this is number 46, the storm on the Yellow River. So let's walk over here a bit and ask Mrs. Ash to come here. And how are you?
Fine.
Do you have very peaceful? You're going to have to talk about a storm.
That's okay.
You can talk about the storm, okay?
Yes.
So, can you share with our audience about the storm on the Yellow River?
Of course.
Okay, speak up.
For years, my daughter Candy and I had talked about canoeing the Yellow River in the Florida Panhandle. Finally, during one of her college breaks, we decided to go for it. We were only half an hour into our trip when the sky turned dark and thunder rumbled in the distance. The current picked up, and I grew uneasy about the rising water. The rain came in torrents hard, and the wind blew hard, and the river tossed us wildly over submerged logs and rocks. "Oh, we must get to the shore," I shouted. Candy bailed water furiously while I searched for a safe place to land. The rain was so heavy I couldn't see more than a few feet ahead. Every time I'd spot a place to come ashore, we were already past it. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck the water directly in front of us. "Oh, we've got to get off this river now!" Just then, I saw a faint glow in the distance. A house? I steered the canoe toward the glow. It was a porch light, and there in front of the house was a cleared section of the river bank. By the time we got the canoe up on dry land, the porch light was off. Lucky it was on when we needed it," I said to Candy. A woman standing on the porch ushered us inside the house. "Thank you," I said to her as we dried ourselves off. "I don't know how we would have made it to shore if your porch light hadn't been on." "But it couldn't have been," she said. "The power's been out all day." Have you experienced something strange where there was no reasonable explanation why it happened? Was it just luck, or was it fate? I personally believe that behind the scenes, there is a reason for everything that happens. I believe that God is involved in my life, and He helps me bring meaning to the good and the bad experiences that I have.
Okay, thank you so much. You're free, but I'm not. So here we go. Okay, storm on Yellow River, and we begin by saying, of course, the storm is 暴风雨, and Yellow River is 黄河. Okay, with all of that, we're ready to begin. So let's begin. For years, my daughter, actually, I wonder where I found this. I think I found this on the internet. Well, let's get over here. For years, my daughter and I, Candy. Okay, Candy is the daughter's, 这个女儿的名字, Candy. Of course, if it's spelled C-A-N-D-Y, we all know what candy is, 是糖果. But some people, some ladies spell their name C-A-N-D-I. I guess it's the same meaning. Anyway, so my daughter, Candy, and I had talked about canoeing. Okay, to stop right now, you know what a canoe is? C-A-N-O-E. Canoe is 独木舟. Okay, it's a small boat. Sometimes the 独木舟 is a little bit hard to manage. 很难控制. But it's a very, very interesting boat. And so they were going to go canoeing. Okay, in this case, canoeing is more the verb. Okay, to canoe. To canoe is to paddle canoe. Okay, on the Yellow River in the Florida Panhandle. Okay, now Florida is 美国东南部最东南的 Okay, that's Florida. Okay, 是美国的 Florida 州 and Panhandle. Okay, what's a pan? What's a pan? Pan. Do I have any pans here? There's no pans here. Okay, a pan is something you cook with on a stove, and a pan like this, 一个锅, okay, and some of them have a handle. So a panhandle is something that sticks out. So in Florida, there's a piece of land that sticks out, okay, and that's the Florida Panhandle. And there are rivers there. And you know what about the rivers? All the rivers are very slow. Okay, so it's a nice place to go canoeing. Okay, continuing on. Finally, during one of her college breaks, okay, 终于, okay, during, 在 her college breaks. Okay, a break is 假期 okay, 假期 okay, 他读大学的时候有假期 we decided to go for it. Go for it. Go for it means to do it. To do it. To go for it. To go for it. We decided to do it. Okay? Going on. We are only a half an hour into our trip. In a way, I am quite surprised because recently I went to Florida. 最近今年我去 Florida, and every afternoon the clouds get bigger and they get blacker. 这个黑云 and then suddenly the wind starts to blow every afternoon. So I don't know what they were thinking. But anyway, it was just like that. Only a half an hour into our trip. That means that we had only gone for a half an hour. 半个小时. And then the sky turned dark. 这个天空就变黑 and the thunder rumbled. Okay. You know what thunder is? Boom. 有闪电有打雷的声音啊 Okay, the thunder rumbled. 这个声音呢是很宏大 Okay, rumbled in the distance. Okay, 在远的地方啊 Okay, if it's 远的地方还好 but it didn't stay in the distance for very long. Going on, the current picked up. Okay, in this case, in the river, the speed of the water. 这个水，这个河流的水 The speed is called the current. The current. And when the current picked up. Pick up? No, got faster. 哇，这个英文好难啊。表面上 current picked up 很难理解，就是说这个水，这个河流的水的速度越来越快。Okay, and I grew uneasy. 那个作者他说 I grew uneasy. 我越来越不舒服。Uneasy 也是紧张的意思。Okay, about the rising water. So the water was actually rising. 的水就开始涨起来。Okay, rising water. Okay, going on. The rain came down in torrents hard, or the rain came hard down in torrents. Which is easier? Let's leave it just the way it is. The rain came down in torrents very hard. Maybe you should put a very in there. Anyway, torrent. Torrent. What is a torrent? 这个下大雨。When you're studying English, you've maybe studied about 倾盆大雨, raining cats and dogs. Well, it doesn't really have cats and dogs coming down. But when the water comes down in torrents, that means that there's a huge amount of water coming down. So they came down in torrents and very hard, and the wind blew hard. Okay, 是刮风刮得很厉害，强风啊。Okay, and the river tossed us wildly over submerged logs and rocks. Oh, boy, now we got quite a few words here. Okay, and the river tossed us. Okay, what does the river tossing us mean? That the river, the water, started controlling us. And the waves will go, whoa, and the little boat goes, whoa, and the little boat goes here. And it was tossing us wildly over submerged logs. Do you know what submerged is? Submerged means that 浸在 the 木头 and rocks, 石头. Okay, so if this is the water, where are we? Okay, if this is the water, okay, and this is the rock underneath the water, see, it's underneath. See, it's underneath. Okay, it's submerged. Sub, you take a look at this. Sub means under. Okay, it's submerged. It means it's under the surface. Logs, muto, and rocks. Go ahead. We must get to the shore, I shouted. Okay, 我们必须靠岸。靠岸。Okay, I shouted. 这个我就大声的叫。We must get to the shore. Next. Candy bailed water furiously. Okay, now, what happens when the water starts to get into your boat? The water is coming into your boat. Water is coming into your boat, and so what are you going to do? You usually take a can, 罐头, or a bucket, okay, 水桶, and you bail the water. What does that mean? 往外舀水, okay? Okay, bailing the water. Okay, so she says Candy bailed the water furiously. What does it mean furiously? 急忙的 急忙的 so the water is coming in and she's bailing the water, water 舀水 okay, while I searched for a safe place to land. So I'm looking for a safe place. 有一个很安全的地方可以靠岸。So apparently there was no safe place to land. 没有一个很安全的地方可以靠岸。Okay, going on. The rain was so heavy I couldn't see more than just a few feet ahead. Have you ever been in a car when it was raining and it was raining so hard and the windshield wiper 这个雨刷 would go and you still couldn't see anything. The rain was raining very hard. Well, what's it like if you don't have the windshield wipers, 没有雨刷 to do this, then what do? You can't see anything. So here they are, they're paddling, she's bailing, and he is looking for a place to land. See, 要靠岸 to land. Okay? Every time I'd spot a place, okay, so every time I'd spot, 我就找到，我就看到 spot means to 看到 I'd spot a place to come ashore. So 要上岸 to come ashore means to 上岸 So every time I'd see that place, I'd see the place, I said, oh, I want to stop there. And then 来不及 we are already past it. Oh dear. We were already past it. 已经过去。所以可见的，这个水流得很快。Okay, going on. Let's say, suddenly a bolt of lightning. Bolt, okay, 闪电. Okay, suddenly a bolt means 一次的这个闪电 okay, a bolt of lightning 闪电 struck the water directly in front of us. Okay, so where did it hit? 打到什么地方? Right directly in front of us. 刚好在我们的独木舟的前面。哇，吓死人了 Scary. And so what did he say? We've got to get off of this water, this river now. So now 太紧张了 Okay, we've got to get out. 我们必须离开这个河流，现在怎么办 Okay, continuing on. Then I saw in the distance a faint glow. 在一个远远的地方，我看到一个昏暗的光啊，昏暗的光。Faint glow, not real bright, just a faint glow in the distance. Was it a house? 是不是一个家？不知道。Okay, continuing. I steered the canoe toward the glow. 我就朝着这个昏暗的光啊，to steer. You know what to steer means? To 控制这个方向 to steer. Except for you don't have a steering wheel. 这个独木舟没有方向盘。But anyway, you steer the boat. Okay. It was a porch light. Okay. Now, do you know what a porch is? A house. Let's see. It was a porch light. A house has, bedrooms and living room and so on. But in the front part of the house, outside, not inside, there is an area on the house. It's called a porch. 屋前的一个地方. Okay, and it's a porch. And sometimes if the weather is good, you just sit on the porch and enjoy the river and so on. Okay, it was a house, and this was a porch light. So there was a light, 电灯, on the porch. And there was, and there in front of the house was a cleared section of the riverbank. Hey, 幸亏, fortunately, in front of the house, there was a clear place to land. Probably because the people made it. So, a cleared section, 已经清理过的这个岸边呢, section of the 岸边 is a river bank. Okay, going on. By the time we got to the canoe on the dry land, the porch light was off. 直到我们已经把这个独木舟, got the canoe up on the dry land. Okay, that means we landed, 已经靠岸过, and we took the canoe and moved it up on the dried land. 一转身啊, the porch light was off. 这个 porch 的电灯已经熄灭了. Going on. Fortunately, luckily, 幸亏我运气好啊, it was on when we needed. So this 幸亏啊, 当我需要的时候, 这个灯就开了. I said to Candy. The woman standing on the porch ushered us inside. Wow. Hey! 站在这个 porch 上面的有一个妇人啊, standing on the porch, ushered us inside. 欢迎我们到里面去. 就是有时候 usher 有欢迎的意思, 有时候是带我们到这个家的里面. Okay, going on. Thank you, I said to her as we dried ourselves off. 当我们的这擦干的时候, I said, thank you. I don't know how we would have made it to the shore if your porch light hadn't been on. 如果你没有开灯的话, 不晓得我们怎么能够来到这个岸边. Okay, so the thankful, right? Thankful. Then comes the most interesting thing going on. But it couldn't have been, she said. The power has been, actually. The power's been out all day. 一整天都没有电. 好, 一个电灯没有电不会发光, 就是这么简单. Okay, going on. Have you experienced something strange where there was no reasonable explanation? 你有没有经历过这个奇怪的事情，根本 没有什么解释，为什么这样发生 ？Was it luck? 是运气 or was it 命运 fate going on? I personally believe that behind the scenes, 在事情背后 there is a reason for everything that happens. 我们所发生的事情都有一个 reason. 那我不晓得这个理由是什么 but I believe that there is a reason. Going on to the next, I believe that God is involved in my life. 我自己，这个是我自己的看法。上帝会帮助我 and that He brings meaning to the good and bad experiences I have. 不管我有好事情，我发生坏事情，他会告诉我，让我知道它的意义在什么地方。Oh man, that was so exciting. I'm almost 出汗. I'm almost perspiring. Storm on the Yellow River. Well, we better tell you how you can write to us. You can write an email to us, and the email address is theoldprinciple@gmail.com. 电邮可以发给我们呢 theoldprinciple@gmail.com. 或许你有空，你可以看到我们的网站 www.theoldprinciple.org. Again, www.theoldprinciple.org. Hey, that's all the time we have for today. I hope that you have good experiences today, and we'll see you next time.